If you're someone who's been struggling to sleep for a long time now, this video might just change your sleep forever. There's a new sleep medication making headlines that's now available on the NHS. It's called Daridorexant and it works in a completely different way to tablets like Zopiclone or the benzos like Temazepam, tablets you may well have heard of or even tried, and let's face it, probably hated, because most people would agree that sleeping tablets are bad. They're addictive, make you groggy, or maybe you just think they're plain useless. And for years, you've been right. But that might be about to change, because Daridorexant isn't just safer, it actually works in a radically new way that's reshaping how we think about insomnia. I'm a GP in the UK and I've already started prescribing it, but just to be clear, I have nothing to do with the company that makes it and I've got nothing to gain from discussing it. I'm making this video because people are asking about it and honestly, it's like nothing we've seen before. So today I'm going to walk you through how it's fundamentally different from everything else, how you might get access to it through the NHS, and why this could be the most exciting shift in medicine in years. Because Daridorexant doesn't just put you to sleep, it actually helps reset your entire sleep-wake cycle. And that could change how we treat insomnia forever. Let's be honest, the current drugs to treat insomnia are a mess. At one end of the spectrum, you've got things that work, like Zopiclone or benzodiazepines, but they come at a cost. Dependence, tolerance, addiction, and that horrible next day fog. You're not really sleeping, you're being knocked out. And then at the other end of the spectrum, you've got things that are safe, like melatonin, which, let's be real, for most adults, doesn't really do anything at all. And then you've got that weird middle ground with drugs like amitriptyline, mirtazapine, sedating antihistamines, not sleeping tablets at all, but prescribed with the hope that their side effect of drowsiness might help you sleep. That's the landscape right now. Effective but risky, safe but mostly ineffective, or completely off-label and inconsistent. Now, of course, it's essential to say that sleep hygiene matters so much, and in fact, it's the most important factor for long-term success with your sleep. But if you're watching this, I'm going to presume not only do you know that, but you've probably exhausted every single tip, and you're still staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning. And although I'll put some links down below on sleep hygiene, today's video isn't about that at all. This is for people who've already done all of that. And this is where Daridorexant might be offering something new. Instead of knocking you out, Daridorexant sort of stops you being awake. It blocks a brain chemical called Orexin, the thing that keeps your brain wired and alert when it should be winding down. By silencing that wakefulness signal, it lets your natural sleep process take over. So rather than a knockout punch into oblivion, it's more like a gentle nudge away from wakefulness. And that subtle shift changes everything. You fall asleep faster, you stay asleep longer, and you wake up maybe feeling normal. Not groggy, not zombified, just, hopefully, rested. So it all sounds great, right? But new drugs are expensive, they have side effects, they lack long-term data. Is this even realistic? Can I actually get this? So let's walk through it, not just the theory, but the reality of what it might be like for someone like you trying to talk to a doctor about Daridorexant or maybe even try it. So, you've had insomnia for months and months. You've cut out the coffee, ditched the screens at night, and deep dived into sleep hygiene, but you're still awake night after night after night. And you're intrigued by this new medication. It's different. But because you know the NHS doesn't just hand out drugs willy-nilly on a whim, you look into it properly, starting with the guidelines that doctors follow, the NICE guidelines. Turns out that NICE think the person who would be appropriate for this drug has to meet 3 criteria. You've had insomnia at least 3 nights a week for more than 3 months? Tick. It's affecting your daytime functioning? Tick. And you've already tried non-drug strategies like CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and it hasn't worked or it wasn't available? Tick. So far, so good. Next, you check to see what the guys who hold the purse strings have to say. You look at your local ICB or CCG or formulary because not every area will have been given the green light on this yet. And you see Daridorexant is there. This could actually happen, right? You book an appointment, you sit down with your GP, and he raises an eyebrow and says, Darida what? He's never heard of it, but don't despair. A lot of us do know about this medication, but some of us might not be aware of it yet, and that's okay. We are willing to learn. So if we don't know about it, we'll either refer you to someone who does and has experience with it, or we'd look it up and get back to you ourselves and prescribe it for you, so long as it's the right fit for you specifically. So one way or another, let's say you've got the drug, but now a familiar voice starts to kick in. What if it doesn't work? And what if there are side effects? And yet, no drug is perfect, and we are lacking very long-term data on this new medication. In the clinical trials, the most common side effects that they found were headache, nausea, fatigue, and next day sleepiness, particularly if you hadn't given it at least 8 hours between taking the drug and getting up. But what it doesn't bring is that thick, groggy, zombified hangover you'd get with Zopiclone or benzos, and no cold sweats at 3 AM when you forget your tablet. And so maybe, just maybe, you actually sleep. I don't mean getting knocked out, dragged under, forced into oblivion. I mean actually feel rested and sleep. Because this isn't a dream. Daridorexant is real, and it might be something that works really well for you and changes things for you on a personal level. But here's what's exciting to me. This could be changing things on a grander scale too. Because if Daridorexant works in the way we think it does, this may be more than insomnia. It might be the beginning of something much, much bigger. So here's what's surprising and sort of exciting. The NHS and NICE were very quick to adopt this medication. Yep, the same NHS known for its red tape, its cautious rollouts, its tight budgets, and years of data before it greenlights anything. So why now? Why this drug? And why of all things for a condition that's been thought incorrectly to be a lifestyle problem? Well, something's changing. We're finally waking up to see that poor sleep isn't just an inconvenience. It's dangerous. It drives up your risk of heart disease, depression, diabetes, and even dementia. So the NHS is making a quiet but serious shift, starting to take sleep seriously. And Daridorexant is a symbol of that shift because it works differently. It works with your body rather than against it. And we're starting to see this pop up in lots of different areas of medicine. Weight loss injections that mimic your natural satiety hormones, cancer treatments that upgrade your own immune system to kill the disease, and diabetes drugs that enhance your body's ability to remove sugar. It's a targeted, gentler, smarter approach, and it's refreshing to see the NHS do something like this. But here's the twist. Some people try Daridorexant. They tick every single box and it still doesn't work. Why? The answer is not all sleep problems are insomnia. There's another condition that's more hidden, disruptive, and affects your sleep from the inside out. You might fall asleep fine, but still wake up exhausted. And no amount of pills, therapy, or sleep hygiene is going to fix it. It's called obstructive sleep apnea, and most people who have it have no idea that they do. It's chipping away at their physical health, their mental health, and even their life expectancy. So if you're the sort of person that struggles with energy levels, feels tired all the time, and you haven't been able to get any answers, then I'm sure it would be worth at least having a look over here at this video to see if that can give you some answers. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope that it's been beneficial, and maybe I'll see you over there.